All right. Welcome, everybody, to Metafide Spaces Recap. I'm your co host, CEO, and co founder of Metafide. With us, we have Matt Cross, Chief Business Development Officer, fresh back from Cannes in France, where he did ETCC, and our trusty mod from Discord and other places, RoamingCrypto. How's it going, Roaming?
Yeah, good to be here. Good to be here.
Yeah, Matt. How is it over there in France? What's the vibe over there?
Yeah, I mean it was interesting. I got to go out there and always pitch our product in person. I've always been receiving, the best responses about this. I have people who will reverse pitch me about how awesome this is. It seems like right now people have been moving away from, these AI agents, which they were focused on for the last year. There's a large focus right now in stablecoins and RWAs, but there's also an emerging space right now for mobile friendly, clean UI UX type of tap trading experiences where you can have people globally involved in the market in this, easy, clean, digestible manner. So it seems like we've hit the nail right on the head with our early developments, and we're caving out of space right now where people are ready to receive what we are putting out into the market.
Yeah, that's great. And speaking of which, it seems like the community is receptive to it. Roaming, I think you guys doubled the size of the Discord in the last week. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's been fun, a little exhausting and super exciting. Discord's taken off. Everyone's getting really pumped in there. We're really starting to see some traction around the build up to Surge. We're starting to open up some of the channels to get into that early. So we've got early access spots coming up. We've got our alpha testing group that is going in every week and testing the latest updates to Surge as well. And we've got some exciting updates coming out probably by the end of this week. Touch
Nice.
wood, with some brand new prizes for everyone too.
Yeah, so you'll be able to win some FIDE. You'll be able to get some early access to some of it. You'll be able to see the game. Also, we dropped a little bit of alpha on today's space about doing additional intervals, not just the 1 minute for spot, but possibly longer intervals. And by that I mean definitely. And then also different assets to predict. Although we didn't essentially cover the which ones, but it's definitely going to change things. People understand that this is a pretty great way to interact with the market. So we're ready to test, our assumptions here and start to bring it to market. So as we get closer to the launch of the game Surge platform and the token FIDE AI token with it, we're starting to pull together a larger group of early testers. Those people are going to be rewarded accordingly for their efforts and for their help. So that's been great. We also today's topic of the space was, you know, what are AI tokens worth it? What do they do for the community? And do we consider them valid projects to be involved with? And the general consensus amongst us was no, most of them are garbage, right? You can't have a large language model that like a wrapper for GPT and then use your token for a certain number of turns against it and call it AI because that is just a ticketing system essentially, right? That's not an AI token. We talked about why FIDE AI is different because the token is part of the signal creation and it works on the mechanics of the value of the signal you create. So the part the part that I think a lot of these folks that aren't even real AI developers that are saying they're AI developers is they're using large language models like GPT and Cloud and Grok. And what they're doing is they're just gating your access to a marginally trained LLM. What we're doing is we're using the FIDE AI token to gauge the value that you're adding to the system. The earlier you're precise in the spot game and the more precise you are in the range game, lets you win FIDE for the FIDE that you put up. So you put up risk and you get back value. And then people have to think, well, do I want to put this up? Am I going to lose it? Is the upside worth it? And they're playing this game against the other players and against the AI line to help fine tune these predictions. And the people who are really good at it wind up winning an outsized version. I mean, we've seen people in the spaces, in our test spaces now. Somebody last week won 220,000% return on some of their stuff. it's pretty common to see people winning 400 to 500% on their initial position. We're not guaranteeing it. Of course, we're saying you could potentially lose almost all of it, right? So in the case of the range game, if your range busts, you do lose all of it, right? But the net effect of that is a more precise prediction and the community working in tandem with AI to refine near-term asset price movement. So we like to think it's a pretty valid and pretty clean use case of AI. What we also do is we use the token for its ledger ability. So you can see the recent history of tokens and how well they've performed, and the owners of those tokens, how successful they are at outcompeting everybody else. So the ones that are really great at competing wind up getting an outsized modifier on the signal. So if you're playing and you're doing really great, then we count your input more than just the typical user in the system, and we get a really good way of modeling out what the next value in the time series prediction would be. And just we also covered the type of AI we use. It's not just it's not an LLM. We have an LLM to help coach and develop strategies, but the actual predictive stuff works on neural networks. We use recurrent neural networks, convolutional neural networks, temporal convolutional neural networks, and we'll do spaces on each one of those and what the relative value is and what it means, and we'll try to make it not as nerdy as I just said it just then, but we'll try to make it accessible like we do with the way we develop our apps and everything. But it's one of those things that's pretty interesting. And when you understand the use cases for them and some of the innovative ways we've used it, I think it's a great way to let people get an understanding this is a real AI project with actual value and actual upside. So yeah. Do you think the community, by the way, Roaming, do you think they care about AI? Do you think that they want to be involved with AI, or is the general public not sold on AI plus financial markets yet?
Look, I think the simple version is yes. I think the community love AI. We use it on all sorts of different levels within the community, and a whole lot of the community members use it themselves. I think the value proposition of what Metafide are doing and how that works, they're beginning to understand. I think there's still going to be this brilliant little light bulb moment for many of them as they get more involved and they dig more into what is Metafide rather than just what is Surge, and start to understand that deeper value proposition behind the company. And that's going to be a great moment for them when they start to really grasp the power and utility of what we're building here, rather than it just being a fun, engaging game to sit down in front of each day.
Yeah, and we're going to share that full vision for everybody that's listening, especially the people out there looking to copy us, when it's too late for you to do anything about it. So we'll get it out there, and when it benefits our community, but it's too late for you to copy us, we'll share it, and that's soon. So I want to thank you guys for joining. Thanks. Welcome back to the States, Matt. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to a couple of weeks of really, really fast-paced work and getting things out to the community. But it's never been a better time to be involved with the project. So I want to thank you, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.
Take care, guys.